Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Iliana Najamudin Jafri. My membership number is E24A3170. Today, I will be presenting my research proposal entitled Determine Carbon Emission from Vehicle in Temerloh. This study focuses on evaluating carbon emission produced by road transportation in Temerloh and understanding the relationship between traffic activities and environmental pollution. In this slide, transportation is one of the major contributors to greenhouse gases emission worldwide. In Malaysia, road transport depends heavily on fossil fuels such as petrol and diesel, which release significant amount of carbon dioxide or CO2 and carbon monoxide or CO. This emission contributed to climate change, air pollution and various health problems. Temerloh is an important transit town located at the center of Peninsular Malaysia due to economic growth and increasing urban activities. The numbers of vehicles on the road continues to rise. The main problem identified in this study are increasing number of vehicles leading to a higher carbon emission, limited studies focusing specifically on vehicle emission in Temerloh, and traffic congestion during peak hour, which is increasing fuel consumption and emission. Therefore, this study has three objectives. Number one is to determine the level of carbon emissions produced by vehicle in Temerloh. Number two, to analyze the relationship between traffic volume and carbon emission. And the last, to identify the main factor contributing to vehicle emissions. Next, the scope of this study focused on selected high traffic roads in Temerloh. Several categories of vehicle were observed, including cars, motorcycles, buses, and heavy vehicles. This study will mainly examine carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide emission during selected observation periods. This research is significant because it can increase environmental awareness among the public, assist urban planner in developing sustainable transportation system, support policy development related to emission reduction, and also improve public health by addressing air quality concerns. The study area is Temerloh, which is known as the center transit town of Peninsular Malaysia due to its strategic location and moderated to high traffic flow. It is accessible for assessing vehicular emissions. Previous study have shown that the transportation sector contributed approximately 20% of Malaysia greenhouse gases emission. Research have identified several factors influencing vehicle emission, including traffic volume, vehicle type, vehicle speed, and also traffic congestion. Many studies have successfully applied Geographic Information System or GIS and emission factor method to estimate carbon emission from transportation. However, localized study focused on Temerloh remain limited. This research aims to fill the gap by providing emissions data specifically for the Temerloh area. The methodology consists of several important steps. First, traffic counting will be conducted during both peak hour and non-peak hour at selected location. The number and type of vehicles passing through the observation point will be recorded. Next, carbon emission will estimate using the emission factor equation. It's E equal to A times E4, where E represented total emission, A represents activity data such as the number of vehicles, EF represent the emission factor for each vehicle categories. After calculating the emission, the collected data we analyzed using descriptive statistics and graphical representation. This analyzing will help identify emission pattern and relationship between traffic volume and carbon emissions. The research process begins with selected Tourmalolo as the study area. The next step is identifying location with high traffic density. After that, traffic observation will carry out and vehicle will be classified into different categories. Secondary data related to emission factor and transportation statistics will also be obtained. Using both primary and secondary data, carbon emission will be calculated. Finally, the result will be analyzed and interpreted to provide recommendations for reducing vehicle-related emissions and supporting environmental protection policies. This slide presents the project schedule and milestone. The activities are arranged systematically throughout the study period. The main stage include literature review, selection of study area, data collection, data analysis, report writing, presentation preparation. The Gantt ensure that all activities are completed according to the planned timeline and project objective. This slide outlines the estimated budget required for conducting the study. The budget mainly covers transportation costs for field observation, printing and documentations expenses, stationery and data recording material, and also miscellaneous expenses related to data collection. A proper budget plan is important to ensure smooth implementation of the research activities. The reference used in this study were obtained from journal and scientific publication related to carbon emission, transportation system, greenhouse gases emission measurement method, sustainable transportation policies. This source provide a strong theoretical foundation and support the methodology used in this research. In conclusion, vehicle emissions are becoming an increasingly important environmental issue due to the growth of transportation activities. This study aims to determine carbon emission level in Tourmalolo, examine the relationship between traffic volume and emissions, and also identify the major contributing factor. The finding can contribute to environmental management, urban planning, and sustainable transportation development. Ultimately, this research support effort to reduce air pollution and create a cleaner and healthier environment for future generations. This all from my presentation. Thank you for listening.